أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب إله رب العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم والسلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. My salams and salutations to all of you, dear brothers and sisters, viewers of this program, Question Time. On a sad note, we are commemorating the martyrdom of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, known to be the founder of our school of thought, known as Ja'fari. Although just on a educational note, I would like to extend that. Although the founder of our madhab is Rasulullah, the founder of our maktab, of our deen is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but the sixth Imam is known as the founder of the madhab Ja'fari. Now, in the similar note, the other Imams are also the same. They are all, part and parcel of the Ja'fari school of thought. But it was sixth Imam who was given the opportunity to really establish this thought, really provide us with the technicalities, with the principles, with a thought process through which one would achieve to the truth, to the haqq, to the reality. It was the sixth Imam. That's why he's known as the founder of the Ja'fari school. Not that Imam Ja'far Sadiq is the first Imam, being the founder of the Ja'fari school, but he managed to organize them. He managed to really provide that with set of methodologies. He was capable to do so because of the time that he was living in, because of the time was provided to him. There was not sort of extreme persecution of this thought of Islam, of those who are the followers of Ahlul Bayt, and then he managed to do so. So he becomes the founder of the school of thought, not that he's the first Imam. Now, the reason I mention this or say this is because sometimes on this same note, many of the modern or contemporary realities are criticized. For example, marja'iyat. They say that marja'iyat is a new thing. It's been founded, or the founders are of the usulis. Sheikh Ansari or Sheikh Mufid, they are the one who are the founders. So we should not be following human, like an insan, like a sort of like a scholar, but rather we should follow the akhbar, the akhbari, which are the news and reports of Ahlul Bayt. So we should not follow a scholar, but we should follow, the Imams. Yes, these scholars are not establishing a new mazhab, a new maktab. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam did not establish a new religion, a new mazhab or a new maktab. He organized it. He provided the methodologies. He provided the principles. He made them in a form, in a sort of like a form that one could really, by utilization of this method, come to the realization of haqq and truth. So the same way these marajis or these usulis, when they are, organizing this, it's the formative period. It's a period where things are formed. You have the development and the formative period of Shia Islam. If you look at it, from Amirul Mu'mineen indeed, from the Prophet indeed, but it gradually develops. Wherever it has an opportunity and chance, it kind of brings out these principles and lays out the methodologies. So the same way the marajis and the scholars who were Sheikh Mufid and Sheikh Ansari, Sheikh Tusi, Shaykh Baqir Sadr, during the period of time, wherever the opportunity was there, and they came to that conclusion where they could organize it, they provided with these methodologies. So they don't become the Imams as such. Just like how Imam Sadiq alayhi salam doesn't become the Prophet as such, right? So in the same way, you have the issue of the organization of School of Irfan, Ilm Irfan, or known as Ibn Arabi. The Shaykh al-Akbar he is known as, who founded the school of mysticism. He founded Al-Farabi, who founded the school of philosophy, right? So that doesn't mean that they have brought that from their pocket and they are the sole sort of, whoever follows that thought or follows that methodology, comes to that understanding, they believe in that individual or that person, right? So it is Imam Ali, the greatest mystic, the greatest Arif. He is the one who provided this, right? But Ibn Arabi comes and he kind of organizes it in the contemporary, sense, or in the contemporary world for us to really comprehend and understand. So those who kind of promote the mystical thought, or who talks about Ibn Arabi, who ask us to look into his works, doesn't mean that they are asking something that is against the school of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, as some are criticized the school of Irfan, right? So this is a question which is always and always raised. So I wanted to attend this question in the very beginning, that when we say that Imam Sadiq is the founder of Jafari school of thought, doesn't mean that he has made a new school or something. It's just the continuation of the teachings of the Quran. It's just the continuation or explanation, I would rather say continuation, explanation, the in-depth explanation of the Quran, providing means and ways through which we could attend and understand the complexities of the Quran and of teachings of Rasulullah, of the Sunnah. The Maktaba Jafari, this school of thought of Jafari is not any different from the Quran or from what Prophet or Sunnah of the Prophet is, right? Now, as we are on the eve of the Shahadat of Imam Sadiq, it is quite important to reflect on few very important issues which Imam, by his seerah, by his sort of way of life, have taught us. And in the present era, in the present time, we are in need of these points in our life. We and our communities need this point. Very important. I'm giving you really a message as a haqir, as a faqir, as a student, as a dumb student, if you want to take, from the maktab of Hawza and from the maktab of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, take this and reflect upon this while looking at the present situation of our communities, of ourselves, what is needed and what Imam Sadiq have taught us. Reflect, think about this. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, first and foremost, is the one who wanted us to achieve and reach the ma'arif tawheedi, the ma'arif, the understanding of tawheed. I have mentioned this over and over again, and I cannot overlook this reality or this essence of tashayyu, the essence of our madhab, the essence of our deen, of our life, is knowing God, is tawheed. That is our goal and that is our purpose. Ya ayyuhal insan innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. This mulaqat. How can our loving Imam, our caring Imam whose heart melts, whose heart becomes sad if we are sad, our Imam who cares for insaniyat and humanity, as the Quran says that Shaitan is the aduwwun mubin, Shaitan is the enemy of insan. Insan, whether that insan be a Yahud, whether that insan be a Nasara, whether that insan be Hindu, whether that insan be a non-believer, Shaitan is the enemy of insan. All human beings, Shia, Sunni, Yahud, everybody have the element of insaniyat and humanity in them. We have to preserve this humanity. As a maktab, as a follower of Imam Sadiq, we have to preserve this insaniyat to whatever level of insaniyat is remain in Hindus, in Christians, whatever insaniyat has remained. The point is preservation now. We have to preserve that relationship, that love, that kindness, and expand it. Use this as a base. Do not attack. Do not use blasphemy. Do not call names. Akhlaq Ahl Bayt, Akhlaq Payambar. This is the time that we really need that. The message of love, as Imam Sadiq said, Hal id-din illa al-hub, is religion other than love, hub. Well, bughz is there as well. I'm not asking to forget that element, which we'll discuss that later on. What does that really mean? What is it really trying to say? Hate. Religion is love and hate. Yes. Hate of what? Hate of, for example, if there be people who have certain bad qualities in them, hate those bad qualities in them. First is our own nafs. I'm just giving you an example because we come and we think that we are self-righteous and Jannat is only for us and no one else enters Jannat, only us Jannat and all are lanati. That's our mentality, unfortunately. We have to come out of this mentality. We have to reflect upon us as well. We have to, for example, when you're saying illa al-hub is religion other than love, وَبَعَثَ فِي طَرِيقِ مُحَبَّتِهِ, Imam Zainul Abidin, in the very first dua of Saif Sajjadiyah, he says that Allah have created the creation and He has placed this creation on the path of love. فِي طَرِيقِ مُحَبَّتِهِ, Allah have placed this creation on the path of love. So when we are saying Hal ad-din illa al-hub, Imam Sadiq says, illa al-hub or bughd, deen, religion is nothing but love and hate. Hate doesn't mean that we call lanat, right? In that sense of the word, that oral lanati, we got to be careful. Yes, there is lanat. The aspect of lanat is there. But this aspect of lanat should be the way that Imam have taught us. I give this example. We go to hit the shaitan in Hajj, don't we? When we go to Hajj, it's one of the amal that we go hit shaitan, right? We hit shaitan, right? Shaitan is adu mubin, the Quran says, isn't it so, right? Now, when I go hit shaitan, can I use my slipper to hit shaitan? Can I use the umbrella to hit shaitan? Can I use my ihram? I take my ihram off to hit shaitan. People do that, right? Is that accepted? That is hate. That's hating. That's like you are hitting. But that hitting of your slippers is not accepted. You have to do kafara. You have to hit shaitan the way Imam have asked, the way God is asking us. That pebble, that small sort of stone you take big rock and hit. Not accepted. Take the small pebble rock from the Muzdalfa and you go and hit. That is hate. We have to perform that the way Ahl Bayt. The methodology of Ahl Bayt was love and kindness. Shimmer on the chest of Hussein. Hussein is guaranteeing Shafa'at Rasulullah to Shimmer. Shimmer who have killed the loved ones, who have killed Ali Asghar, who is the source of all fitna. Imam Hussein is saying, I guarantee you Shafa'at of Rasulullah. Love, kindness. Ibn Muljim, Imam Ali says, leave him. He's intimidated. Loosen the rope. Give him the food that you give me and you all eat. Don't persecute him. Love, justice, right? Sometimes, justice, I use this word. Sometimes we use justice for our benefit. This is what justice is and this is how we, the Rahmat of Allah overwhelms. Ilahi tu'amilna bifadlik wala tu'amilna bi'adlik. We ask our Lord, oh Lord, treat me with your fazl, do not treat me with your adl. When we want to be treated that way, but we don't want to treat others in the way of fazl, what has happened to us? That we are becoming so rigid, we are becoming so harsh against our own followers, our own brothers. This man against that man, this trustee against that trustee, this president against that president, this Maulana against that Maulana, this family against that family. What is happening to you guys? This channel against that channel. The message of Imam Sadiq, Shahadat Imam Sadiq, is the message of love and kindness. Now, first and foremost, preserving the goodness of insaniyat and humanity in others. Preserve that. My neighbor, he has some goodness in him. Right? Celebrate this goodness. Celebrate this joy of being a human being, a fellow human being. Celebrate it. Celebration means show this to him, that you are happy that he is such a kind person. Express that. In different ways you could express it. No, he has a dog in his house. Najis. This is not the way. Imam Hassan Mushtaba, when that dog comes, Imam sits with that dog, gives half of his bread to that dog and eats, share the food with that dog. As soon as we see a dog, we run away, we cross the road. A family coming, a couple, for example, in the park, he's coming with a dog, we go like, oh, najis. What they will understand from your behavior? What message they will take? You see the dog, yeah, najis, Baba. Be kind, because those people are very kind to that pet. That pet is their life. They will leave heritage for the pet than their own children. That's how much they care about their pets. They will leave property in their name, in the pet's name, in the dog name, or whatever they have. It's very precious to them, for example, right? But what is my reaction to that? Oh, then they will feel bad about it. So, preserving the goodness in and around us. So now, this preservation of goodness is what? Is preservation of that humanity. If we preserve that, then Tawheed, then the message of Tawheed will go. Because Tawheed is absolute truth and appreciated and accepted by insaniyat, by a human being. Insan will never accept duality, polytheism. Insan will never accept no godness, because it is in his fitrat to believe in Tawheed, because it is in his fitrat to believe in God. He might proclaim to be non-believer, an atheist, but deep inside, if he's a human being, deep inside, on whatever level, deep inside he believes in God. If we appreciate the insaniyat and the humanity that is in him, we're gonna shake that Tawheed and that belief of God in him. It's gonna be like shaking. You're gonna wake up a bit, gradually. And then he will accept the message of Tawheed and Maktab, that crystallize, that shining, that truth, that light of Imam Sadiq that he has taught in regards to Tawheed. So now, the point is Tawheed on the top, an acceptance of that Tawheed. If that is done, many of our own problems within and in our community is resolved in a very profound way, in a very profound nature. Now, acceptance of this Tawheed, how can we promote, how can we increase, is by knowledge. That's why Imam Sadiq established the school. That's why Imam Sadiq teach everyone in his university, whether they were Shia, whether they were not Shia. Imam Sadiq was very careful. Imam Sadiq worried about his student. He was caring about his student. Unwan Basri, who was from Sunni Maktab, 94-year-old man, comes to Imam Sadiq. He heard about Imam Sadiq. Student of Anas bin Muslim, a Sunni scholar. Imam Sadiq he comes to. Imam Sadiq says that, I'm sorry. I don't want to take you as a student as such. Go and study with, Anas. He is a good scholar. Then he becomes heartbroken. Unwan Basri. Then he comes again. Imam Sadiq says, excuse me, I am under heavy surveillance. And it is not good. If they see that you are associating with me, you might have in trouble. Continue your knowledge, right? Then he insisted again. Then he did tawassul. Then he prayed to Rasulullah, make the heart of Sadiq soft for me and accept me as a student. And he goes to Imam Sadiq. Imam Sadiq accepts him, give him the hadith. Hadith Unwan Basri, very famous hadith. Google it, read it. Very amazing hadith. Sometimes we'll discuss that hadith in the future if Allah give us tawfiq. Knowledge, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, ilahiyat, theology, philosophy, mysticism, irfan. Imam Sadiq promoted knowledge. So the time is that we must not waste our life in worldly, dunyawi, other affairs. I'm not saying that not to make ourselves, use those things for the purpose should be education. Right? I'm working, yes, but this money that I'm making for work somehow to make my living, and that I, use this to educate myself. I'm going to the gym, no problem, very good. You should be wary of, you should be careful of. All Imams, they have tib. They talked about health. They were very health conscious. They were very time conscious as well. Unwan Basri comes to the Imam, 94-year-old man. Imam gives him the hadith. After he gives the hadith, he says, Befarma, go. I don't have time. I'm very stingy with time. Imam Sadiq says, I'm very careful. I don't waste time. I have given you the hadith, what is required of you, what you wanted from me, I have given you. You wanted to know knowledge is like light, and Allah places this light in the heart of whosoever God wishes. And these are the ways by which through the principle of ubudiyat, servitude, the knowledge will come into your heart. And these are the principles of ubudiyat. This is what you should do. He gave this whole hadith of Unwan Basri, and in the end he says that, Bebakshit, I'm sorry. Now you go, Befarma. Because I'm very stingy with time. So the Imams were very careful when it comes to time. Health, that's why you have Tibbi Aimma. They talk about health. How to eat, what to eat, when to eat. Right? Going to the gym, very good. We should all. I should also go. Unfortunately, I've been busy these days. I'm not attending, since I started to work here. Inshallah, I will join the gym soon. Right? It is very important, especially the lifestyle that we have today. It's needed. Previously, it was a different type of lifestyle. Somehow, man will go out, work in the field, burn the, have the muscle, burn the cholesterol and fat and so on and so forth. Ladies the same way, work very hard at home and do other things, eat healthy food, organic food. Today is a mess. So certain things are needed. And today's world, that's how they function, right? They will give you unhealthy food so that they should make money through vitamins. They will give you vitamins so that the gyms should be open, you should work. This is all capitalism. Somehow they have to, get your, चूस लें आपके अंदर से सब चीज़, आपकी हेल्थ को चूस लें, आपकी वेल्थ को चूस लें, आपकी इंटरनल कैपेसिटी को चूस लें, सब चीज़ चूस लें आपकी, ये लोग चाहते हैं. हाँ, एक चीज़ आपको देते हैं, दूसरी चीज़. They will publish pictures of how beautiful, less eating, dieting should really will make your figure beautiful. Eventually बच्चे आपके anorexic हो जाते हैं. They will become anorexic, right? They will not eat. Now there will be deficiency. Now they are not eating wheat, they are not eating rice, they are not eating this. Now eventually एक 5 साल बाद, after 5 years, they will have this deficiency, so you need this medicine to compensate that. So you have that medicine now. Now you are having this medicine, you need another medicine to really balance your, Baba, what's going on? Eat everything, but in proportion. Tib of Masumeen, right? Be careful how you eat. Masumeen, Ahl Bayt have given us. Tib Imam Sadiq, Tib Imam Reza, right? But here they show you, for example, a picture of especially our girls, they get into this, poster, movies, health conscious, and then they will stop eating food and they will become weak, they will not concentrate, they get into different problems. Usse unka business, their business will run. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that ilm, knowledge, exercise needed, you should go there, but the purpose for that exercise is not to, ego, but this exercise will make me healthy, make me it will live longer, it will give me the sort of like a joy by which I could concentrate in my studies, by which I could do ibadat properly. It will wake me up for fajr. If a person exercise healthy, he will not have problem in the morning to wake up. He will wake up like that, right? Because he's exercising, right? He wakes up. You know what I mean? So otherwise he eats and he sleeps, it all affects his tabiyat. It makes him lazy, right? So the purpose of this gym that I'm going is that, right? So now the time is running out. I just wanted to point out two very important things that we need to learn from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. Ilm. Now we said Tawheed first, right? Then ilm, knowledge will bring for our understanding of Tawheed. Make yourself busy with educating yourself, regardless of any form of knowledge. Register, read about nature, geology, read about chemistry, read about mathematics, read about anything. Because when you get connected with ilm, because ilm is hayat, I have given this example, but I would like to share again. I was attending an open day with my daughter. When I went to the university, I saw myself like, all these young people trying to join the university. I felt like, man, I've become old now, I'm a very old man. It was a time that I went to university and I was sitting in these classes and, listening to these lectures and all that. And, now I come with my daughter for the open day and I see myself like, it's a pire mard. I've become an old man now. What am I doing here? But anyway, so I went with her and then I sat in one of the theaters where they were explaining about the degree, 3 years or 4 years biochemistry or whatever the degree that, so I attended a open day orientation, and then they were going to take them to the lab, so on and so forth. So I went there and I sat there, in the lecture, and then I was like, wow, so good, I could do it. Then I said to my daughter, I will join with you to the university and do this degree in 3-4 years, and I could do it, So this thought of being an old man and, what am I doing here? It was gone. Why? Because of knowledge. Because knowledge makes you young. Knowledge gives you hayat, right? So somehow get in touch with any college, any school, any library, be around the books, be around knowledge. Imam Sadiq, what does it do for him to teach chemistry? Why is he teaching algebra? Well, he should be only teaching Quran and tafsir of Quran. Why is he teaching algebra? Why is he teaching chemistry? Right? So any knowledge, whether that be medicine, chemistry, journalism, English literature, whatever interest you have, keep this light on. Keep going practically, read, accomplish things, diploma or whatever you can, right? A system, with an open heart. Because knowledge, if you surrender to this knowledge, the knowledge will do its magic. An educated person, even if that be in medicine, it will bring him to the understanding of Maktab of Ahl Bayt, Maktab of Tawheed. A person who have gone to a university, studied in the university, excel and were enthusiastic about knowledge and wanted to gain knowledge, he will be very different than a person who is, sort of closed-minded, who haven't seen a maktab, who haven't, have that, enthusiasm towards knowledge. So it's important. So what I'm saying is, as this knowledge, right, is excellent, that one should really excel. One should really educate oneself. Now this knowledge will give us the power of intellectuality, of aql, and aql is needed. Aql is a unique reality that is needed for us to understand Tawheed. Tawheed is an intellectual phenomena. It needs the aql. An insan, in order to enhance his aql and his intellect, what is required of him is knowledge. So Imam Sadiq founded that school of knowledge. We need our community, our, maktab of our Shias, our Muslims, our insan, our human beings, all. Obviously it comes, first I will look at, I need to educate knowledge, and then my children, then my community, then that's why, I'm saying in that fashion. There's our priorities, obviously, right? That's common sense. So it is important that we promote education. In our communities, we have to promote that. We have to enhance them. We have to improve them. If they are weak in any subject, our centers should give them lessons in mathematics, in chemistry, should prepare them. Yes, Sunday school is there, well and good. We need homework clubs. We need our communities, leaders, our trustees, our presidents to start, homework clubs in the evening. Yes, you are right. The families don't have time, dear brothers and sisters. They are too hard and they get too tired by the evening when they come back home to spend time with their family, and that they could teach and take care of their children. Those who, been given that tawfiq to have a center, running a center, target them meaning that, organize your center and your community in such a way that if there be any teacher in your community, he could give some time to the children of the community, come there in the evening. If that become burden for that person, for that teacher who is a maths teacher, for example, and he lives in your community, and it becomes difficult for him to come all week in the evening to have a homework club to teach our children, give them one day. Target another teacher who could do the other day. And when he is doing that, give them some donation and money. This is the money which one should really use for. One should get permission from our Maraje to use the Sahme Imam, Sahme Sada, Sahme Imam for this purpose, and pay him, because brothers and sisters, things are becoming very difficult. To maintain a family, it's not easy, right? Our brothers and sisters, they work very hard to pay their bills. By the time they come, the system is so that their children, if that child is not genius naturally, the child will suffer. Every child can be trained and educated. If a proper training and education is given, the child will develop. Unfortunately, only those who are genius, they've been given that opportunity, or only those parents who are able to really afford tuitions and pay money and work harder, for example, their children are able to really study. The communities are suffering. It is something very much important that we should attend to this. Imam Sadiq wants us to attend to this issue. Majlis, matam, crying, yes, all in all. But Imam Sadiq is promoting education and knowledge, algebra, chemistry, all of these things which we need to take lesson from. And as a matter of fact, when these things are taught in our community centers by our teachers who are expert in that field, and they themselves are maktabe, tashayyu, and are good human beings and are of our understanding, what a great service we are doing. We exactly doing what Imam Sadiq wants us to do. So my dear brothers and sisters who are watching me, that is my request, to really organize yourself, to really, organize our communities. And we can do that. It is really nothing. Reflect, those who are presidents, those who are trustees, those who are even not that, if you are listening to me, spread this message across to your communities. Tell others to really organize their centers this way, to promote education of our communities. Children, youth, and seniors as well. Like I said, knowledge will give you life. Have a program for that. Now, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam mentions to one of his Kulaini, Sheikh Kulaini in Kafi brought this hadith. He appointed one of his wakil that there should be a saham, there should be amount of money as a sanduq khairat, as a box of charity. This money should be specifically used to get rid of the ikhtilafat among the community. Imam Sadiq, I have the reference of the hadith here. For those who are interested, inshallah, I will provide you with that reference of that hadith. Imam Sadiq mentions this, that in order that there be, ikhtilafat should be away from the community, he says that he has given some sort of, money and amount, and that should be kept separate to get rid of the ikhtilafat among the community. Once his companion was passing by, and his companion hears a lot of sounds coming out of a house, a fight, an argument. He goes there and he inquires. Imam Sadiq said, first you advise them. If they don't listen to their advice, use the money to get rid of this ikhtilaf among them. So he inquires, what is this fight, quarrel all about? The father-in-law was blaming the son-in-law, and they have an ikhtilaf, they have a difference in terms of the heritage, distribution of the wealth. So he advises them. By his advice, the advice of the companion, the ikhtilaf was not resolved. So as the ikhtilaf was not resolved, they said, what is the amount that the ikhtilaf will be resolved with? Then they said, this much amount. Then this companion of Imam Sadiq, as advised by the Imam Sadiq, had a box of charity. He used that money and he said, okay, here's the difference. Resolve this quarrel, resolve this with this money. Then they become very happy. Then they become friendly with each other. Now he said that, know that this money is from Imam Sadiq. Sahm Imam, money was used in order to get rid of this ikhtilaf. Imam have prescribed this method, but what are we doing? What are we doing in order to get ikhtilaf? Get rid of the ikhtilafat that we have in our communities. It is very unfortunate that we find that these type of differences occurring in our communities. I just wanted to bring that hadith and really point out to the beauty of this, that how Imam Sadiq alayhi salam used the money and how he has advised. Now inshallah, if you call us, if you write us, we can give you the exact reference. Because time is running out, I want to give you another message from the methodology of Imam Sadiq. Brothers and sisters, those who are of the maktab of Quran, those who are of the maktab of Ahl Bayt, they will not have any ikhtilaf with each other. Those ulama and those scholars and those maulanas who tend to show their grudges against each other needs to resolve this. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, the students of Imam Sadiq, the students who have the ma'arif of Tawheed will not create ikhtilaf amongst each other. Those who have alaqa, those who desire, those who yan Quran, and those who have the itrat, love of Ahl Bayt, itrat of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam, they will not promote any ikhtilaf or tafraqa, any differences. They will get rid of these differences amongst each other. The time is for that. The time is to unite. The message of Imam Sadiq is that if there be any tafriqa, use the money to get rid of that tafriqa. Imam is saying that. If there be any differences among the mu'mineen, advise them. If not, if there be an issue, resolve them with practicality, with money, with advice. Use seniors, members of the community to really advise them, to really put the checks and balances. So the message of Imam Sadiq tonight we gave to our viewers is Tawheed, then ilm and knowledge by which one improves the amount of intellectuality by which we could understand Tawheed, and then the ikhtilafat, to get rid of the differences that we have. And when we talk about all of this, there is a fine thread among all in Tawheed, in ilm and ikhtilafat. That thread which Imam Sadiq have taught us is the thread of humanity, of insaniyat, of love. Imam Sadiq on the bed dying, then from his heritage he gives money to one of his family member who conspired against him. The family members, they are saying, "Oh, Imam Sadiq, he was the one who who became the reason for you to be in this bed and dying, because he conspired with the Khalifa to poison you. He is from your family member, but he conspired against you, and you are saying to give money from the heritage to him." Look, the answer of Imam Sadiq. What Imam Sadiq says. Imam Sadiq reads the verse from Surah Ra'd, and he says that, how can I, after reading that verse, how can I cut what God have joined me? God have made me his relative. He is my relative because God have made me. Now if I cut that, it is I am cutting what God have decided. Get rid of all ikhtilafat. Do not cut relationships. God have made us as a one community. God have made us as lovers of Ahl Bayt together. Get rid of these ikhtilafat. We are weakened because... So the common thread in Tawheed, in ilm and aql, and in all of these ikhtilafat that we have, the common thread is the thread of love, is the thread of insaniyat, which the Maktab of Ahl Bayt have given us. And inshallah, we hope and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we come to this understanding, this teaching, this purpose which the Ahl Bayt alayhi salam came for and taught us, and we be counted as the follower of this maktab, of this mazhab, of these teachings of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. غفر الله لنا ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week again in question time. Goodbye.